guys, it's Jen and I'm here to show you this Totally-Tiffany Desk Made 4-piece set. This is kind of like a crafter's desktop organizer set by Totally-Tiffany, and they contacted me and asked me if I wanted to review the products and do a giveaway. So that is what I'm here to do today, and they are awesome. I'm excited because I have a hot mess, I'll show you in a minute, that I need to get tidied up. So I'm going to show you each piece. This is the little paper that comes with the set, so you can kind of see there are 4 different pieces and then it shows you how to use them. But I'm going to show you each piece empty, and then I'm going to show you the hot mess that I have to organize, and I'm going to show you some of the ways I'm going to use these pieces to help me out. So let's start with the tool tower. So they are made of this painted wood. It comes fully assembled for the most part. There are little feet on the ground, on the bottoms of them, like little kind of rubbery, it feels like foam, like fun foam, so that they don't damage your surface and they don't move around. They stay nice and still. So this is basically a tiered tower. There are 8 sections that you can put stuff in, and you can put anything from like pens to like, I could see me putting scissors in here, my most used tools, maybe even adhesives in these kind of more shallow, or my rolling date stamps. I could definitely do that because those are something I reach for often. So that is kind of a fun way that you could use those. Lots of different things you could stick in here, you know, whatever you want. So that is the tool tower. Like I said, it's a solid piece, and it comes already like this, so you don't have to worry about doing anything. The Stadium Arranger I'm really excited about. I think what I'm going to do with this one is stick my mists in it. So like it says, it's like a stadium, so there are 3 tiers, and each one, so like this one goes all the way down, this one goes down to about here, and then this one goes down to about here. So you can stick stuff in it and still be able to see everything that you have there. So just for an example, I can stick my mists in it and I can still see, this is just a random grab I'm doing, but you can see here, well, that's not gonna really show you. I'll have to pull out my camera and show you better, but you can definitely see it steps up. So I'll have to, after I'm done showing you the pieces, I will pull back so that you can see, once I have them organized, you'll see how well that works. So I'm really excited about that one. You could put anything in there as well, but really what I'm going to use this for probably is my mists. So super excited about that. The next one is called the Pencil Perch, and this is the one that I may not use only because I don't really use colored pencils. My daughter does, so I'll definitely give it to her, but if you are somebody who loves to use like watercolor pencils, or if you have Prismacolor colored pencils, these little holes are perfectly sized for a pencil. And I'm trying to think if I even have a pencil I could stick in there to show you. Not really, that's a mechanical pencil. But this is also tiered, and you can see it's kind of just got this little piece at the back. It comes fully assembled like this. Again, it has the little foam little feet on the bottom so that it doesn't move around or anything. You can kind of see in here how the pencils, you can see all of them because it's, again, like a stadium. So that's pretty cool. Like I said, I'd probably give this to my daughter. She has 1 million colored pencils and I have none, so that will probably go to her. This last one is the one I'm also most excited about. This one is called the Pen and Ink Palace. It has got a bunch of different shelves. These little drawers pull out, and they have this little lip at the back, so you can store things on here, but then also pull them out to be used. So this is the only thing that really has assembly, and that's just sticking the drawers in, but it comes fully assembled. And then there's this little spot at the top where you can place other things. So you could stick all sorts of ink pads. Let me show you. I just have my Allie Edwards ink pads handy. So you could stick a bunch sideways in here, or however you want. These are smaller ink pads, so I can almost fit 4, but not quite. I can fit 3. Probably with a regular size ink pad you could fit 3 across and it would fit more snug, but I could stick other little smaller ink pads in there or whatever I want. And once I have them in there, if I need to really see what if I need to actually see what's on there, I can just pull it out. It's really super simple. And this is tiered too, so you can see it kind of, it steps down, so each one sticks out just a little bit more. And then there's also a bottom shelf. So you could stick on the bottom, if you wanted to, you could stick something like markers on the bottom if you have a bunch of markers that you wanted to stick down there, that you could easily just pull out. You could probably stick 2 rows of markers down there. You could stick markers on these other shelves too. These ones stick out a little too much for my liking, unless they're on the bottom shelf, the Tombos. But you could definitely try. Let me just show you with some Copic markers. They don't stick out nearly as much, and I think those would work really well actually. So you could try Copic markers in these. They would definitely sit on these other ones. And then because of the way that it's tiered, you could stick more underneath it and they would stick out a little bit more, so that you can definitely still see, you can see these yellow ones stick out more than these pink ones. So you could definitely put a whole bunch of markers in here if that's what you have a lot of. I'm thinking that what I'll do with it is probably put inks in here. This top place would be really great if you have a lot of re-inkers for your ink pads, or for the little smaller ink pads. Like I have a whole bunch of these Prima chalk inks, and so I could stick a whole bunch of these at the top, and that would be a really easy way to store those. And so this is great for inks, but again, the sky's the limit. You could put whatever you wanted on here. You could even store a few stamp sets in here if you wanted to, whatever floats your boat, you know. So this is a really cool pen and ink palace. And so those are the 4 pieces in the set. Now let me show you the hot mess I have to organize, and I'm going to be using these to help me out. So just one second. Okay, so like I said, I have a bit of a hot mess to clean up. Here are the pen and ink and all these different storage towers from Totally-Tiffany that I'm going to use to help me clean up this hot mess right here. So you can kind of see I have this little thing that all of my stuff has been sitting in, this little glass, or I think it's really plastic thing. And it has been working okay, but you can see my stamps back there are a little bit out of control. I have mists all over the place right there. I have a whole bunch of adhesive and roller stamps and things like that. I have some inks in the front. I've got pens. I've got 6x6 paper pads, and it's just a little bit of a hot mess. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to organize some of this stuff into my Totally-Tiffany organizers, and I'm going to move this clear case to the top of my Expedit shelves, which I'll show you when I'm finished. And I'm just going to keep my stamps and my 6x6 paper pads in this clear thing and take everything else out and try to organize it into these Totally-Tiffany organizers. So I will show you that as soon as I am finished. Okay, so this is real life. I'm not making this pretty or fancy or anything, but I did fill up my little storage containers. You can see them sitting on my desk here, here, and here. And I'm really excited to have all this stuff on my desk, and it's a little bit more compact, and I really love the way the mists especially are set out so that I can be able to access them really easily. So let me come a little bit closer here. Sorry, I'm holding my camera. So you can see that I have my mists there, and what I've done is I put my neutrals in the front. Those are the ones I use most often, and blues. And then I'm going to kind of give you a top shot because I think it's a little bit easier to see the colors. Then we have like greens and aquas and blues and a little bit into purple. And then we have some more purples and pinks and reds and onto yellows and a little bit of orange right there. So I have these are all my mists. I don't have room for any more, so I can't get any more mists unless I get rid of some. So I love this thing, and it's not moving anywhere unless I want it to. I can pull it out, but it's very sturdy and stable. And then next to it I have all of my tools. So I have some adhesive here, my roller date stamps, so this is some more adhesive, my scissors and different tools, my 2 staplers, and then I have some pens here. And then in the back, I wasn't sure what to put in these tall ones, but I put some of my favorite paintbrushes, and I still have an empty one here. So if I find something that I want to stick in there, I definitely can do that. And then lastly, I have my little, what is this? The pen and ink storage container. Let me see what it's actually called really quick for you. Yeah, pen and ink palace. And what I decided to do here was put my most used inks. So I have blacks up here at the top, and then I have some grays and the white, some blues and greens, and then red, orange, and pink down here. And at the very bottom, I have some of my lesser used inks like Stays On and some gold and my Versamark ink pad just sitting there in the bottom. And I love that. And then I put my little Dewdrop ink, my Prima Chalk inks up here on the top, along with some Liquitex acrylic ink and my Nuvo Crystal Drops. I only have a few of those. Just thought that would be nice. And then I decided I was going to put my, if you didn't have this stuff, I think if you wanted to make this purely for stamping, in the top you could stick some of your most used stamps, just stand them up inside of it, and also your stamping blocks. And I think that would be a great way to use this too. But I put my stamping blocks in this cute little hedgehog thing that my friend gave me instead. And so that is how I have everything laid out. Now, I mentioned that I was going to put my stamps in a different little storage container, and I have done that, but I haven't cleaned off the place where they need to go. So I'm going to bring it over here to my desk and show you really quickly, but it's not where it needs to go right now, but I will show you how I organize that. So all of this stuff was in a different plastic container, and now I'm putting it in a different, I'm putting all my stamps in that container instead. So I'll show you that really quick, just so you can see. But there's so much storage in these 3 little things. I can't believe how much I was able to cram in there. I didn't think I would be able to, but there's so much storage. And like I mentioned before, the pencil perch I'm not going to use. My daughter's going to use that. But if you had pencils, that would be a great thing to stick in there. And I bet you could even stick, if you are a watercolorist, I think you could stick paintbrushes in there. Let's check it out really quick, actually. Yeah. I think you definitely could try that. A lot of these paintbrushes fit in here, so I think that if you have a lot of brushes and you paint a lot, you could definitely use that for paintbrushes too, so that's something to think about for sure. Right now I'm good with just my few brushes in the little tool tower, but I could definitely try them in here if I wanted to see them a little bit more clearly. Okay, so I will be right back. Okay, so I'm going to apologize once again for my handheld camera skills. But this is the storage container that all of this stuff was in, and look how much more compact it is. And I barely have, I put so much stuff in here, and actually all of the inks, they weren't in this thing. So it's very compact, and I love it because it's tiered and it goes up. But what I've decided to do with this plastic bin now is I'm going to place it on top of my Expedit shelves, but I have hundreds of layouts I need to put away that are up there before I can move this over. But I just wanted to show you that I am going to keep my stamps in here. And so I have them just sorted. They're in Avery Elle pockets. And I have my Ellie Studio ones all right here, my Allie Edwards ones here, Felicity Jane, and a whole bunch of different ones. And there's plenty of room for me to add in more stamps if I want to. They're just kind of leaning back. And then I also have 6x6 paper pads in there. So very, very handy, and that will be nice for me to have all put away. But just wanted to share that with you. So stay tuned so you can learn how you can be entered into the giveaway. Before I tell you about the giveaway, I just wanted to give you a quick look of my actual space using these organizers. I have absolutely loved it. I've been working with it for about a week and a half now, and I love having them. And then here's a few other photos of different ways that you can use these organizers. So if you want to be entered into if you'd like to be entered to win the Totally-Tiffany 4-piece desk set, head over to my blog at CraftyJenScow.com for more details, and I'll leave a direct link in the video description below. You can also buy these separately, so I'll leave links to those on my blog as well. Thanks so much for joining me, and I hope that you will check these out. They're a really fantastic product, and I have absolutely loved using mine. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.